Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nubraids. Today we are on the test server to check out two relics which are absolutely broken. After seeing some actual testing, I'm shocked that this actually made it to the live servers. Big shout out to Biohack, who's been the first one, I think, to draw attention to it. Apologies if there's somebody else. I'm pretty sure Biohack is the first one. Give him a thumbs up if you haven't subscribed to Biohack. Biohack is just a genius of coming up with new strategies. He's particularly focused on Arena, but I can't recommend it enough. I mean, it's got almost 10k views already, so there's a good chance you have seen it before. There's another relic I want to look at, though, but I just want to show you visually how busted this relic is. So, what relic is it? Calvalax is who we're going to show it on, but there's a couple of other champions you need to know about that this will make absolutely broken. And it is this, the Arachnelixir. Wearer's poison debuffs do bonus damage equal to 50% of your attack. I have it up at level 4 right now, so it's plus 12. I have several relics plus 12 on the live game, so this is pretty accessible. I even have this relic less than a week into Hard Mode Faction Wars release on the live game, because it's just a rare relic. It is rare. From Faction Wars. So if you can do any Faction Wars hard, there's a pretty darn good chance you're going to get one of these. So yeah, we add on that we're doing 110% for Wearer's attack. Now, we weren't sure when we were chatting about it behind the scenes or at hellhades.com. We weren't sure if this would be reduced by armor, how exactly it would work, because as we know, Raid often has some pretty wonky coding and stuff doesn't work how you would think it would. Well, let me show you visually. Prepare yourselves to fall over in shock, okay? If we come in here, and this is a perfect team to fight. This is Calvalax with just lethal dose. I have 4-star lethal dose, by the way, which is, let's just double check what that's doing. 4-star lethal dose is giving us 100% more damage from poisons. It becomes 200% at 5-star. And let me tell you right now, I am very much considering buying the 5-star. So here we go. About 7,000 damage, about 6,000 damage, 5,600 damage. That's it. That's him with the 4-star lethal dose. It's decent. It's a good chunk of damage. It's not OP, but it's good. If we come back now to Calvalax, if we now put on this relic, sure, it should be, it's a rare relic, right? This will be a small damage boost. Sure, you know, it's going to be small, but nothing too crazy, right? Right? How much? From 7,000, 6,000, how much can we... 27,000! 25,000! All right, come at me, horse. Come at me. What you got? What you got? What do you got, horse? 25,000. That's what you got, boys. That is what you've got. So, yeah, long story short, the Arachnelixir is completely broken. It is massively overpowered. This is me going in with a Calvalax at 9,000 base attack. I gave him 500 accuracy as well. But yeah, slap this little rare relic on if you've got it at plus 12 and you've got 9,000 attack, and you've got a 4-star lethal dose blessing, your damage will increase from 7,000 per poison tick to 27,000. It will basically add 20,000 damage on. What's happening is, well, because I've got 9,000 attack, it's going to add more than 9,000, but then it's also going to multiply it by lethal dose. We're going to get double damage. So yeah, I basically get 10,000 from the relic, and then lethal dose is increasing it by another 10,000. We're doing 20,000 extra damage. So yeah, this is this is crazy. In my opinion, drastically overpowered, and should be changed. You could still have this relic be really good, but not that good. Again, I was totally expecting that there'd be some catch to this, but no. It just adds raw damage that ignores defense. It's just nuts. Some other champions to watch out for this. The big one would be Nell. Nell Blackteeth is going to be so busted because obviously block debuffs, etc. is a problem. Well, Nell, whenever an enemy receives a buff, is healed, or has their turn meter increased, puts poison on them, and it ignores block debuffs. That's super nasty. So yeah, she's going to be popping that out. Obviously, Calvalax is insane. I mean, honestly, any champion, I say another champ that's going to be absolutely terrifying with this as well would be Nishak. right? Nishak, he puts out the bombs, which is bad enough, but then his bombs turn into 2 poisons. So if you survive the bombs, you're dead to the poisons. Another fun one, who's very fun lethal dose champion, be Supreme Kale. You could build him slow in Stone Skin, and Supreme Kale does not need accuracy because he has 3 poisons that cannot be resisted. And I mean, if you're doing 27,000 damage, you know, you don't really need to have any. Yeah, you don't need to have much more damage. 3 should be plenty to kill most people. Yeah, you throw Supreme Kale in there in a more of a go second team. You just build him tankier, throw him in Stone Skin, throw him in whatever, some big tanky set. All he has to do is survive until the enemy outrun their Stone Skin. You use somebody to remove their block debuffs. He places the poisons, and they're just going to die. And there's nothing they can really do about it. So it's kind of insane, honestly. You obviously need to build attack on the champions. So it's going to be a little bit harder to use in other areas. And because it seems to be raw poison damage, it's just adding to it. Most bosses have a passive. Of course, it doesn't tell you. Again, classic. It doesn't tell you this in game. Bosses have like about 20 different tooltips. And they were like, let's give you so many tooltips so you're completely overwhelmed. But let's not give you all of the tooltips, so you still are never really sure what's going on. Let's give you the worst of both worlds. You know, between the choice of simple and complex, it's like, let's go somewhere in the middle where it doesn't satisfy either one. And yeah, most bosses now have like a 90% damage reduction to poison, but it won't tell you that literally anywhere in game. It is Plarium's worst kept secret. So yeah, it looks to me like it should be reduced by this, but it should still be very strong. So that's insane. The Arachnelixir, it's clearly completely busted. Yeah, like on another level of busted. Now, the other relic we want to look at, let's jump in here. Again, we're going to be testing against Senda. Let's jump in with this team right here. And that is the new mythical relic from Faction Wars as well. So here we go. Just in terms of the speed, we can see this Arbiter is about to take a turn. We're slightly faster, but not by much. Well, if we throw on the new, I'm down here, the new Faction War Relic, the Torch of Thaldom, which is why I've got a full undead team. This goes up to, I've fully leveled it up. Now, most of the points come from level 5 and level 6, which is very unobtainable. And getting a mythical relic is unobtainable pretty much as well. But nonetheless, you're going to get 5% more stats for every ally from the same faction. And if we come in and we just see immediately the visual for this, whereas Arbiter before was sitting at full turn meter, there's, by the way, a bug with this relic. This is it. It takes about 5 or 10 seconds to actually load in the fight. There we go. It's loaded in while it calculates. And now we can see, if we compare the speeds before, Arbiter at the start of the fight last time had a full turn meter, was basically almost beating us. Now, Sifi is a decent chunk faster. And what Plarium have confirmed to us is that the stat bonuses from this go off your total stats in the fight. So for instance, in this fight, because I've got 3 undead hordes alongside Sifi, 5% per ally, Sifi is getting 15% more speed. Just straight up. She's just 15% faster. Job done. It's as simple as that. So yeah, this relic is now the best speed relic in the game. It's it should be on the. I compared them and they actually looked pretty much the same to a plus 18 Hallowed Hilt, which is the plus 24 speed. Crazy. This one is giving you more. If you've got more speed built, this will give you more speed. It also will give you, if we take this off, it should also give you a significant chunk more damage. It should be your base stats is what they've said. So yeah, they said it's giving you basic stats. And then I asked about Ignore Defense, because Ignore Defense is a basic stat, and I didn't really get a good answer. So I don't think it's going to up your Ignore Defense, but I'm not sure. But it should give you everything else. 15% potentially in arena. Let's say in arena or siege mode with a full faction team, 15% more HP, 15% more attack, 15% more defense, 15% more speed. And in fact, sorry, I should be saying over here because it goes off your total stats. 15% more crit rate, 15% more crit damage, and I think that multiplies. So if I have 300% crit damage, I believe it should give you not 15% more for 315, but multiply it. It should give you 345%. More resist and more accuracy. And like I said, ignore defense didn't get a good answer, but it's still OP. Even setting that aside, if we test this out on Rotus, I really do think Death Dealer with this setup, this is going to be busted on Rotus, by the way. Anyone think? I think Death Dealer on Rotus is going to be crazy. His passive keeps him alive anyway. But let's take this off and let's jump in to some Doom Tower because it's going to massively boost your damage, right? It should double dip hugely. Just go in with him alone. That's fine. But, right, because it's going to be for Rotus, the extra HP and the extra attack, it doesn't really matter. It's still, he's going to do 15%. Well, actually, we're putting him in with 4 allies this time. He'll do 20%. So he should just do 20% more damage straight up. Let's see how much we hit for. 137,000. Let's just replay that. Let's get a couple of goes in. Just smacking with this. 151,000. Okay. Let's smack in again. Just getting a sense for it. 183. I guess that's with Helm Smasher and fully ignoring their defense. 156. You get the gist. That's my Rotus. He's in Merciless, etc. Now, if we put him in, and if we put him in with Faction, let's throw in some Undead to go with him. How about 4? Did I click something silly? No. How about we throw in 4 little Undead friends to be his friend? And what if we come to Rotus and we give him this new Torch of Thraldom? He's going to have 4 friends, 20% more stats, right? So, yeah. Is it going off his total stats or his base stats? Again, we've got the lovely bug. Hopefully this will be fixed by the time anyone gets a mythical relic. Come in and let's see. 200,000 damage right there. Lovely. Let's go again. So yeah, it's pretty big. If we were hitting for about 150,000 before on average, 178 there, that was a bit weaker. That's the lower end one. So that's clearly not, I think that's, clearly he's not getting all the ignore defense. He would be hitting for more. So I think it's probably not giving us ignore defense. 200, like we're seeing a pretty big chunk, a pretty massive increase from 150 on average to over 200. The highest we saw without was 180,000. I wonder if we can go higher than this. No, it doesn't look like it. I'll just run it a couple of times. I'll see if I can get a really big hit. We'll give it a couple more goes. But yeah, and obviously not only is he getting more damage, but it's 20% more survivability. It's 20% more speed as well. So yeah, it's a pretty decent chunk of extra stuff which is going on. So there you go. The Torch of Thraldom. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, he's also getting, to be fair, he's also getting those base stats. So he is getting 6,000. He was getting about 10% more HP damage. That's not that much. He mostly scales off of attack. But still, it is worth noting that we would have got a little bit more damage from the HP there as well. We did get 100 more attack. It's a bit more, but it's not going to be making up for that difference. So the Torch of Thraldom looks to be absolutely crazy. It's going to give you a massive ton of stats. And yeah, it should completely eclipse most other relics, like honestly. Like what other relic can compete? I mean, even if we think about like the Hallowed Hilt, that this thing, it's insane, 24 speed. Absolutely nuts. It's so much speed. This thing is going to give you more. You know, it's that's a lot. You know, even the Stormcaller, 40% crit damage, 200 attack, and then building up this Stormcall buff. Again, the damage potential, like you don't have the base stats over here, but you're getting the survivability, you're getting speed, you're getting resist and accuracy. I think you're probably getting crit rate as well. Let's see if we can find that out. But yeah, you're also going to be getting a similar amount of crit damage and attack. You're going to get similar damage stats. Like this has massive potential. Let's see. So by my calculations, if we're getting 20% more, I believe about 83% crit rate should be about right. So let's see if I can find something that if I removed it, let's see if I just put on something without crit rate. Let me see. We want to drop, dropping about 20% would be fine. Ooh, 14%. That should be about right. Okay. So with this, if we drop this, we are now at 86% crit rate. So if we're getting bonus crit rate, it should definitely work. And yeah, obviously this will also vary depending on, and let's put in his undead friends here as well. Go. Simple enough. Throw him in. Go, go, go. Yeah, he should now be 100% crit rate, basically, if he is getting crit rate from this. If he doesn't get crit rate from it, or if he fails to crit, then we know that it's not working. So let's find out. Not 100 and thingy. Yep. Okay, great. Yeah, crit her. See if we crit him. Yeah, we crit him. We could weak hit these guys. We actually did get a crit. We're getting extra turns for days. There's a weak hit. That's fine. He actually getting extra turns anyway. He's crit them as well. All right. Everyone else getting a turn. I mean, he hasn't missed so far. Apart from the weak hits. Everything that's not been a weak hit, he has crit. So we could just be super lucky at this point with 86% chance. If we get through this wave here, I think we can then probably safely call it a day. There's a crit. There's a crit. Their Rotus is going to start popping off now. That's fine. He crit there. So yeah, he's definitely getting. There's a crit, but obviously the damage is nerfed by their Rotus. There's a crit. I think it's safe enough to say at this point that, yeah, it totally has given him the 20% crit. Yeah, or whatever. So there we go. That's cool. Yeah, he's critting every single time. So he absolutely is. He's getting crit rate. So yeah, you can now build your damage either with less crit rate as well. Drop their crit rate, get loads of speed, accuracy, way more damage, way more everything. It's kind of nuts. Finally, I wanted to test just for fun. I've got this fully maxed out Death Dealer on Rota, so this makes us take, this nerfs it down, we take double damage, but Rotus's passive protects him anyway. And then I put in 2 of these gems each. 2 gems with 8% chance to reset a skill if we kill an enemy, and then 2 of these, so a 20% total chance to prevent skills being placed on cooldown during an extra turn. So this is going to mean Rotus will always crit, even Force Affinity enemies, which is normally weakness, Ultimate Death Knights, Galathirs. He should always crit them. He's getting more really good stats for him. And then whenever he's killing someone with his A3, he's got a 16% chance to reset the skill. He's got a 20% chance that it just doesn't go on cooldown. I mean, this should be totally broken, right? I just need to find his helmet so he can be in the 9-piece Merciless. I think this might be better. One thing that I have heard... Sorry, this is not the right helmet. There we go. That's the right one. One thing I've heard as well is that they have changed. They have changed, and we'll put the thrall thingy on Sifi, because why the heck not? We'll go with our full undead team. We'll do a few fights against some tough-looking fight. Any Force Affinity enemies? Here's a Force Affinity enemy. Now, they might just run circles around us. Let's see if there's one that's not quite as intense. I mean, let's see against Cruisin'. That's a good fight for us. Let's see. Let's make sure I've got a setup, and let's see how we do. Will Sifi be able to survive? I think Queen of Hearts versus Sifi is not exactly ideal, to put it bluntly, but we'll muddle through, I guess. Okay, I mean, let's just see what happens. I don't know. Why not? Yeah. So, needless to say, guys, there's some very busted stuff. I think, obviously, the Arachnelixir is clearly the most... But I mean, this is clearly broken from a technical standpoint, but I think they are aware, and they are going to be fixing it. But yeah, there's clearly some pretty busted stuff happening overall. Oh, Fabian is very dead. Rip Fabian. We've revived him. We've been smacked. Here he goes. Boom. There's one. Oh, no, and he's dead. Oh, that's sad. Truly taken out, taken down, destroyed by the kitty cat. I want to see if we can find a Galathir. That would be good to see. Do we have any Galathirs on the test server? We might not. No one might have Galathir. It's a slight problem. Doesn't look like it. There's just not that many teams. This is a bummer. Any Ultimate Death Knights? If not, we'll just go against our base. It looks like there's nothing. Yeah, it looks like there's nothing for me to fight. Okay, our base it is. No, sorry, that's the same one that just destroyed us. It's not going to work. Here we go. Ultimate Death Knight. We might super get wrecked. We'll find out. Yeah, but if we can get that stone skin off of him, we should be good. But yeah. There we go, guys. The Arachnelixir is clearly super, super broken. Like, just absolutely bonkers stuff happening. Can we? No, he resists. He's the stone skin survives, so Rotis cannot punch through. This is tragic. He might reset. What we could do, we'd obviously be nerfing the relic, but we could put in fact, let's do it, because I think he's going to murder me here anyway. Let's take out Ultimate Death Knight, and we'll put in Empress, and we'll go like that. So Sifi will be a bit slower now. She's not going to be getting as many stats, not as many allies, but that shouldn't matter too much. The Torch of Thaldom will be nerfed, but for the purposes of Death Dealer, I mean, it has potential to be quite strong. Let's see if we watch this remove this. No. We're just that's so sad. We're locking him out, but we're not placing the other thing. I mean, we'll try to fear them. Okay, it didn't actually work because he's protected. There we go. We've removed the thing. Great. Now he has reaction. Let's see. Bam. But yeah, just nuked him. And we're in. We're laughing. Cool. Great. So just nuke through. 100%, I think. I think reaction might stop us. But yeah, so that is absolutely worth. I mean, let's just leave it. We'll see if he can do anything. I don't think so. I think the Rotis just murders him. But yeah, the Death Dealer Rotis. And obviously we could now build Rotis with no crit rate as well, which is something I haven't done. But yeah, he could ignore crit rate completely. I mean, we could try against this. I doubt that Fabian is a good idea. But I mean, let's see. And Rotis, Death Dealer Rotis with 100% crit rate build. Terrible. Can he solo through this entire team, or will he die horribly? Because Fabian's about to die. Okay, we are significantly faster, but we've missed our turn, unfortunately, because of the Tara Sphere. Oh, all right, well, we actually... Oh, no, and she put him to sleep. That's just illegal, bro. That is illegal. Sifi got a turn because we didn't get our turn. I mean, we can fear them for what that's worth. Not that much, really. We can remove it from Taris, but Lightning Cage protected, and we're dead. Oh, but we're back up. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Reaction. Reaction stops Death Dealer. So I knew that was something that could happen. Now it is confirmed. Reaction stops it. So, yeah, hard wrecked by reaction. And yeah, we're obviously going to be dying to Taris A1. So that's the problem with Death Dealer. Reaction. And I think any other passives or anything like that. So, for example, I think Esme... I mean, you're not going to see her fight a Rotis much, but she has a chance to turn critical hits into weak, normal, or strong. That should bypass the Death Dealer as well, by the way. But there you go. Those are the relics that we are looking at today. Death Dealer is cool. The Torch of Thaldom, very powerful, very strong, because it is scaling off your total stats, it seems. But that's what Plarium has said. Your total stats for all of your basic stats should be increasing. Again, I feel like that's a little bit of Plarium wording where it's not quite right. Like, for example, ignore defense, even though it is listed as a basic stat, does not seem to be boosted. Excuse me. But the really OP one, no doubt, is the Arachnelixir, which is going to giga charge your damage, and it gets multiplied by lethal dose. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully that was helpful and interesting. And yeah, there we go. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.